Celeb Secrets is hanging out with some of the cast of the new series Warped. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Great. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Do you guys have a favorite memory or favorite part from this experience, whether it was filming it or now promoting it?
There's so many times. I mean, there's a lot of times where we just like bond on set, and that's amazing. Outside of like filming, like and on promotion, I would say getting to go to Comic-Con and getting to be there and talk there, and it was amazing.
Both are so much fun. I mean, getting to film it was so crazy because of being on that set, just all the crazy memorabilia, all these like little things, and like you would notice new things on the set every single day. And I guess all like the messy moments that we have, it's just so fun because we would have challenges to see who's going to get messy in the next episode, who's going to dodge it in the next episode. But yeah, I think, and also just getting to work with the cast, they're so awesome getting to do everything between the promos and filming.
Same here. It was just a wonderful experience getting to work with this wonderful cast and the whole production at large. So blessed to be working with so many talented and brilliant, kind, down-to-earth people. Every day on set was my favorite memory.
I'm wondering, what inspiration did you guys take when bringing your characters to life?
I did have a few things that I wanted to bring to the character. When I first auditioned for it, there was a few characters that I pulled from. I pulled like kind of the confidence of like Ferris Bueller, but also the like worriedness and like uptightness of Schmidt from New Girl.
Yeah.
I thought the two of those like combined as like an interesting dynamic of a person. But overall, I didn't have to pull much because Milo's incredibly similar to who I am as a person, just on a more like television extreme version.
When I heard about Ruby, I made a Pinterest board of how I saw her. I kind of basically pinned anything that reminded me of her, like hair clips. I pinned a baby goat because she reminds me of a baby goat. I pinned like outfits, just anything in the whole world, like even like the house she would live in. And then, yeah, it was kind of just a combination of a few of my All That characters too I pulled from, and just stuff that I've done before.
You know, yeah, I always like talk about Hurley in a way that he has a big heart, and that he always has the right idea of stuff, but it just doesn't go the way he plans on it. I always like to think of him as like Joey from Friends.
Okay.
Because Joey is kind of like, I think he's the first person that I got like the vibes of, because Joey has a huge heart, but he's not the smartest in the room. So yeah, I think that's really what it is, and he cares so much about his friends. So I think that's what's great about Hurley, is that he loves his friends so much, he'll do anything for them, but just maybe not the brightest idea.
Yeah, so I definitely pulled some inspiration from people that I know in my own life. But I also have a Friends reference. I also pulled inspiration from Phoebe from Friends. I feel like she also inhabits that sort of sense of getting lost in her own world, and not, totally being present on this earth. I think Darby also certainly like kind of gets lost in her own world of science fiction and forgets she's living in the real world. But you get a lot of comedy out of that, a lot of humor you see happening with her.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, what do you guys want viewers or kids watching this show to take from it?
So what I love about our show, I always say that Warped World is a little mini example of what our whole world should look like, accepting and appreciative of each other's differences and our own individuality. I hope that kids, when they're watching our show, they really feel that sort of acceptance and self-affirmation, and that message that different is awesome and geek is awesome.
Yeah, I think the show really shows like the power of friendship, and kind of like what Ariana was leaving off on, like that nerdiness is cool, and we're all celebrating the way that how we're all so different but so the same, because like we're all on the same page, but we have our own characteristics that make us different, and the way that we can all unite and just kind of save the day on different situations, like no matter what happens.
I mean, in the first episode, Ruby talked about how she finds a place where she feels like she fits in. And I think the idea of like the four of us all getting along pretty well, I think that's something that I hope audiences look at and enjoy.
Obviously, as you guys said before, this show is about embracing differences. What's something that you guys learned about each other when working together?
I mean, we got so close during this process. I'm with Anton 24/7. Like, he's in the room next door. So I know everything about him. We became really close friends. And I think we are really similar to Ruby and Milo, and so we make a good yin and yang.
I find it just interesting, like learning the way Kate operates as a person. But we are very similar to Milo and Ruby, and I think on a more realistic scale, personality-wise. But yeah, just getting to know Kate and Chris and Ariana. I mean, we've become insanely close. We FaceTime all the time, celebrate birthdays, have dinner all the time.
I think that one of the things we definitely learned is to be appreciative of each other's differences and unique qualities, kind of like the message that I was talking about earlier. All of these different characters have different qualities that make them distinct, but they all come together to solve different problems and get out of, multiple messes that you see occur throughout the show.
I learned so much from Kate, Ariana, Anton. They have such a great drive for their characters and the way they like go about their process of like learning stuff. And like there would often be times when we would do a scene, and after like maybe 4 takes, we would get to improvise some things. So getting to do that more and more throughout the season was like really cool because you got to learn more about them. And so when you improvise, you get to know these different cues that like when we know when they're going to talk or what they're going to say, and we're ready to react to that. So yeah, I definitely learned so much from them. So it really helps, especially when it comes to like improvising scenes.
If you guys could describe this show in 3 words, what would they be and why?
Chaotic, friendship, mess.
Boom, clap, pow.
Fair enough. They work.
I think they work because it's like because obviously the comic book phrases, but I mean, it really boom, clap, pow. I mean, I'm gonna go deep into this, but like, it's really where like we're tackling the world with these situations, and I mean, we're working together to get through this. And I mean, that's really what. Okay, again, I said I'm gonna go deep into it because like boom and all that in like a comic book is like and like getting the conclusion of stuff. So we're just working together throughout this season as friends and getting to the bottom of these situations.
Yeah, obviously comic books are huge in this, but I'm wondering if you guys had to make comic books based on your life or your roles, what would they be called?
Oh, okay. Well, this is kind of a running joke between me and Anton, because a few months ago in an interview, the producer asked if I would make a comic about Anton, what would it be called? And so I was like, oh, simple. It would be called Anton Eats, because he doesn't have the most advanced taste palette.
I eat like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, so
Sometimes plain pasta.
Yeah, it's like a comic book. Here's my vision: a comic book of Anton eating elaborate things, like maybe like a steak.
Okay.
Or maybe.
Whoa! Don't go too far. A steak.
I feel like I would call it something like the Chronicles of Chris. It's kind of a plain name, but I feel like it just kind of gets you go about like your life, and it's just I feel like that would be a cool name, the Chronicles of Chris. Yeah, I feel like I would get a cool comic book out of that.
Yeah, for sure. Ariana?
I like the alliteration, Chris. That's good.
Oh, that's true. There is good alliteration.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Adventures of Resilient Girl.
Since we're Celeb Secrets, do you have any fun behind the scenes secrets from filming that you could tell us about?
I think some of the best like behind the scenes things are like when we got to work with Kevin Smith, and just like the people we've had on the set, the guest stars, the animals we've had on set. We've got so many like ongoing inside jokes. One on-set moment is Kate will just like kind of stand there, whatever, and then she'll go when she like starts walking away, and it started ironically, but now all of us will just be standing there, and like when we like have to go, we'll go and like start walking, and it's hilarious watching people randomly do it.
Our set PA, his name is Max, and he like instantly became all of our best friends. He is so funny, and I don't know, I think the biggest secret is that we were like the big talk in town is like, what's Max doing? Like, where's Max? Like,
or we were filming during like Halloween time, so on Halloween we all dressed up as Max.
Yeah,
really,
it was hilarious. Like Ariana literally bought from Amazon a wig to look like him. It was hilarious. An on-set thing was we had a full like decoration competition for our like trailers, and that got intense. We are very competitive people. Sorry, I take that back. I'm a very competitive person.
I think like mine like all cute, and everyone was like, "Oh, we're going hard."